Welcome back to Oak Bridge Farm, episode 8. On the previous episode, we got our production established here. It looks amazing. We have this parking lot, it just looks so realistic. There's a deer back here. Hey. That hill could have probably maybe been a little bit better, but it ain't terrible. Really focused on around here, the actual factory and all that. Looks good. We do have our peas processed because we moved to the next month. It's August. Let's do a zoom in on that. See what they look like. What does it say? Pretty peas. And let's see how far as those have processed. We still have a little bit more to do. We're also going to do the green beans as well. We get those put in here. They are ready to harvest today. So I'm real excited to do that. Our chickens, we'll probably get another month or so out of them. And I do want to get a manure heap up for the pigs as well. The peas will sell in March, so we kind of got to wait a little bit on that. Unfortunately, our balance is negative now after all that, well, all that money we spent getting this up and running. But it's nice that it's there. We should be able to make a pretty good profit on those peas, and then we're also going to, like I said, do the green beans. We're going to run them over here today. We got to get a lot of harvest in on that other field. We'll probably, next year, I think what we're going to do is we're going to get some spinach going again, because I do want to run that into our factory as well. So I'm dying to see what those look like. We'll just do one of the fields for spinach, and then we'll have to pick between either peas or green beans. We'll have to figure out which one we want to do. We should get this in our field. Yeah, as far as the manure heap, we did talk about on the previous episode. I want to probably remove this shed here. I do like the shed, but it's quite hard to get items in and out of it anyway. I do want to do the bags. It seems I just really on this playthrough I want to do the bags. So we'll get rid of that, put a manure heap in this corner, and I did talk about maybe putting a lime silo there as well, but I think we might actually just purchase those items at the store, because we're only going to do it like, you know, once every few years. We actually need lime right now on, I think, both of the fields. This one for sure needs it. I'm sure this one over here is going to need it after we harvest. The question is, do we take a loan out and then take care of that? Or do we wait another year till we can get out of debt? Because we are in debt by $330,000 that we got to pay back. And that's going to start haunting us here, I think. Okay, this is the last harvester that we haven't used yet. Get my inside cab view cached here so it's not laggy. Okay, fire this thing up. Like I said, these are all big pieces of equipment. Look kind of similar. It probably would have been nice if Giants would have added smaller harvesting equipment in for these crops, but it is what it is. That's why I'm glad we kind of had this set up on this playthrough so we can enjoy the equipment. It would take us so long to be able to do it otherwise. On the previous episode, the peas did take quite a while to fill up our machine. I think we actually went through most of it. Oh, I got out full. Okay. Start it up, drop it down. Let's take a look at our lines. They did add, we are on 1.7, they did add cruise control deactivation. When you get to the end of it, is that how that works? Let's try that, because I'm not even sure how that's going to work. Okay, we drop down. Let's see what happens here. We are filling. See him coming in the back. I don't really see much of the other animations. We're in front there a little bit. It does say we have rain coming in the forecast, but when I look at the actual forecast, unless it changed, I don't see any. So it's kind of weird. August, yeah, I don't know. Somebody's lying. I'll have to figure it out. Okay, so we get to the end here, I believe. It should just shut the Cruise control off. Will it do it before the down, our headland going down? Looks like it's actually gonna go all the way to the end. No, because it's the first row. So yeah, let's see what happens here. Oh, interesting. It just stops. Wow. That actually might be pretty good to have. You're running a row and then you walk away for some reason if you got to go to the bathroom or whatever. Lost my arrows. One on the other other field over there. Yeah, that's an interesting feature to have. It might not be too bad. I think I'll definitely keep that on for now, but there's a case where you'd want to go back to the old way. It seems like it's locking on a little bit better. Maybe they fixed it so it's not so finicky trying to lock onto the rows. But I guess enough talk. Let's go ahead and get these green beans harvested, and then we'll dump them into our tipper. We'll run them over to the production. But as it turns out here, we did get it all to fit on our machine. Get a nice zoom in up on that. Looks pretty cool. I want to jump in there too and take a look at the detail a little bit closer here before we dump it, because why not? There we are in the basket. Really close. You can see that there. Well, obviously lower detail, but I think it actually looks pretty decent for a new crop texture. Okay, we'll see how good this is going to dump into the trailer. Let's shut this off so we don't need it running. Bring that up. Okay, pipe out. So, okay, that's a lot better than the peas. I think we're going to do the green beans on the top field, and then we'll do the spinach on the lower field for our next session here. Our next cutting, if you will. Here we go. In they go. Yeah, this is a better harvester, I think, than the P one. That one was kind of goofy for the pipe out, not enough clearance. Here we got plenty. Can we adjust the how far up and down? There is no adjustment on this then. Let me get off the field here. It's like locking on. Guess I'm using the wrong ones. Yeah, there's no adjustment. Interesting to note. Here comes that rain that we were wondering on. I guess the other forecast was wrong at 11. Now it changed. Yep. Typical weatherman changing the forecast on us. Yeah, they'll run that down to the production, and we get, I believe it was jarred peas, I think, what it was. We will probably go ahead and just buy that lime at the sale point. We actually did buy, was that the previous episode or 2 episodes ago? We bought the spreader for that, so now we have a fertilizer spreader and a lime spreader. But actually, let's get this folded up. We won't need the fertilizer spreader before too long because we will just use our manure or our slurry. We're gonna have to buy the slurry injectors though. Okay, so we have 13,000. Definitely plenty of room for more. We already confirmed on the previous episode that this won't dump into our silo. I'm hoping that maybe before we close out on this episode, we'll get another regular crop with a combine. Or we can like buy another bigger field. Maybe that one right across the road there for us. The big one over here. But we'll see how time does. I don't want us, like I said, this is going to be a short series. But our production is right here. You don't have to go far for it. It's a very nice spot for it. Took a little bit of work, but we definitely got it laid out pretty well for us. Oh, there we go. Excellent. In we go. So yeah, production. The jarred green beans. Let's start that up. Still some more peas to process. Should be on our sheet so we can know when that's going to go. That'll be in March also, so that should be easy to remember. So we got for sales, eggs coming up in November, and March will be our production sales. We may get the eggs sold before this episode closes out. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, we just make a loop here and back out we are. We'll probably take the Steyr here up to get our lime thrower. Probably could do that next month. And we'll fill it with lime. Lime is actually pretty cheap. But I think it's a mistake if we don't put it down. Actually, I didn't even see if the... I'm pretty sure our green bean field would need it as well. It was the same field, more or less. We just divided it into 2. Yeah. Yep, definitely need some lime. And like I said, we'll just fill up that lime thrower. We'll take a nap here first, I think, just to get ahead a little bit. We're not in the same month, and I think without further ado, we could go ahead and advance. We're good on pig food, and we got like another month yet for our chickens. They will probably need food here in September, so let's go ahead and take a nap. And we got some loan interest of $1,100. That's quite a kick. Yeah, the chickens are in dire need of food. We'll take care of them. I just want to run down here real quick and check on the fields. Definitely need some lime. We do have, like I said, the slurry. We could probably, I guess we still got some room. I was going to say, maybe it wouldn't hurt to inject it before we plant. I don't know if it would have an issue with that or not. Sometimes it gets funny about when you do it, but I think you could do it before and after. But I guess with the planter, we have fertilizer on there as well. Those are direct drills, so we don't have to worry about cultivating or anything like that. Which is nice. Still raining though. Yeah, and as far as this little shed right here, like I said, we'll keep our wagon there, and I think maybe the skid steer is a good spot for that. Once we get to March, we should have some breathing room on money, depending. That loan is pretty big, over 130,000, so it could get crazy. Here's another partial bag. We don't tip it over. Here we go. Oh, that's right. Yeah, hitting the ceiling in here too. Get a little money out of those eggs, not a whole lot, but it will be something. Okay, there's still room, but I think we'll let that ride before we dump the next bag in. Ooh! So our jarred green beans and our canned peas are both done processing already. We might pop down there and take a look at those. That's probably a good spot for this. We'll grab the Steyr and then we'll stop at the reserve factory. We're going to go get the lime thrower, but we'll have to buy some lime as well. But we'll take a look at the green beans as we pass. Hopefully something popped out. Yes, there's one pallet. Let's check it out. Here we go. We got green beans in crates. Will those deliver at the same place? Yeah, General Restaurant. Way up there. Okay, so we will head on down to the sale point. Grab our lime thrower. We'll get it filled up with lime and get working on this field. Eventually, I would like to get a mulcher and maybe mulch the field. This one's in the sales and there is not. Get a little more of a bonus. Let's see here. Okay, so we need lime. How much does this lime thrower hold? I think we're configured to 9,000, so what are the bag capacities? 2,000. We'll get 4 of these. 450. We're gonna need, yeah, it ain't that much at all. 1,350. Let's take up a little bit of a loan. More of a loan. We're already in debt. There we go. A little more than we needed, but yeah, actually I'll repay back that extra I took out that I didn't need. Just so we don't have... There we go. We don't need to get in debt more than we already are. Okay, here we go. Get this filled up. And then hopefully it should last us for our entire field, I think. Should have, what, 1,000 left? Base. But if we don't run through it, it'd be fine. I think in the previous Farm Sim 22, lime would last quite a while. That might have had to do with precision farming though, which is not out yet as I'm currently filming this. Here's an interesting thing on the map. Let's back up here a little bit. On 22, this area did... Oops, those signs are cemented in the ground. On 22, this area actually flooded a little bit right here in front of the... I guess that's a church or something. They even got the flood sign out there. I really did like that, but on 25 here, the flood sounds would always... You'd hear them even though there wasn't water there. So for that reason alone, well, Oxygen David removed it. Unfortunately, it would have been cool to see this all underwater. I can't remember how bad that was if it was just that little spot in front of the... But that was definitely added some personality to the map. So I guess we'll start in the back area here. Give her a shot and see how quickly we're going to run through this. Hopefully it lasts quite a while. I think it should. We got the long spreading width. Let's see if we can turn on guidance here. Perfect. Now we know exactly how close we need to be. Perfect. Throw it on. There we go. So, yeah, we might actually... 7... We're burning it a little farther, or faster through it than I thought we would be, but... Hopefully it lasts us for the entire both fields. It's cheap. It's just we maybe want to consider getting a silo on our property then if it becomes an issue like that. Like I said, we only do it like every 3 harvests, so it wouldn't be like something we're gonna like need. It's definitely not that bad to run back and forth like once every 3 years, but we'll see how we come out here and go from there. Let's see here, will this spreader clear this doorway here and park it over here? It might be kind of close. Otherwise this shed over here is kind of useless. Yeah, that's not gonna work. Okay, so we'll probably put this over here in this other shed. I wonder if we should like put all the seeds in that shed over there then. That way we get use out of that. Like still trying to find... We are going to get some straw bales and we'll put those under this overhang here. Eventually we get the manure heap up. But we'll get that smaller shed emptied of the pig food, and then I guess the seeds can go in that other area over there too. Yeah, we got plenty of room in this shed, so we'll just park this in here. It'd be kind of cool to actually have pallets in here, though, because we actually have some pallets that are... Well, you can't move these. They're just decoration. Otherwise, maybe like... Yeah, we're still trying to figure out where things should go. Okay, so... Probably park this in here, too. And then we'll... Let's see. Let's check up on a few things. Double checking what we're going to... Well, our planned price for selling our items are going to be. We're going to get... 117,000 on the canned peas. The jarred green beans are only going to be 33,000. Maybe we should do peas instead. Obviously, I know we're only going to get half of this because we have the... We did... Wait a minute. No, we only did one upper field. Maybe we should do the peas. They're worth way more. Jarred green beans, 33. Yeah, that seems a little low. Something to think about, I guess. Okay, so we shall advance. October, November. Try to get to November here. We might have to feed the chickens before then, but we'll see how we do. And then also our pigs. Let me check our sales. Yeah, nothing of use in there. I'll keep an eye on those as I progress. And then, yeah, I guess we'll try to get to November here. Okay, we are in a dark November. Early in the morning. We're actually losing the... price on our eggs, so I kind of want to make sure we get them. Yeah, because it's already decreasing here. General restaurant is where those will go. Let's tag that. That's up in the north. Also, our pigs are starting to get low on food, and our chicken. So I think we'll top up both of those guys. There's only one more bag left in here. A little foggy here too. Like I said, the dark time on 25 versus 22, there's a big difference. I think it's a little more enjoyable, 25, although working in the dark is usually never enjoyable. It's nice to experience it a little bit. Can we get this out, or am I going to have to lift it up? Yeah, we'll go ahead and slide it on out here. Definitely not the area to be using bags. A bag lifter would probably actually work pretty good. I don't think there's a lifter though for the skid steer. Let me double check that just because I'm curious. Yeah, there is no bag lifter for the skid steer. There's one for the telehandler and I believe a wheel loader. But we're going to do the bags in this playthrough for sure. They won't use all this, but it'll be plenty to top up. We are going to get that other wagon to get bags and pallets and whatever else we need. It'll look a little bit better. The one we currently have looks cool, but we don't want them dumping into the trailer. Look at that. They're hungry. They ran over. Our kids must have reproduced because there's some little guys here. There is another 37. 1 month. Is that it? I thought we were full already. They changed something in the coding then, because we weren't going to be able to put that many in here, but now we're getting a lot more. Well, we should get more for our eggs then, eventually, but we'll see if we can keep up with the demand. We'll go ahead and get these eggs sold right away, and then we'll come back, and then we'll do the... Oh, it is foggy. We'll feed the pigs, because we are losing value on our eggs. Tip side. Nope. Open flap is what we want. There we go. Can we do let's do the other side. There we go. And we don't have to turn around. We'll just double stack these right away. It shouldn't be too bad. As long as we're cautious enough. There we go. We could just let that one fill up. Just leave that pallet there, I think. There's literally only one carton on it. Just take our 2 pallets. Just leave this here for now. Gotta get over to the sale point before the morning. And fasten. Okay, let's head on down to the sale point and make a little bit of cash. Always exciting. Better turn the beacons on, it's too early. People might not see us. And our flashers. Wow, it is crazy. Gate is still open. I guess we're gonna go, yeah, we'll go over here. So this is the general store. We should be coming up here with the green peas and our green beans and our peas. There we go, 8,531. We could pay some of that loan back, or we could just hold on to that. We'd only be able to pay back 1. We also will go into debt a little bit too because of the maintenance costs, so I think we'll just... we might just leave it right where it's at, I think. Let's pay back actually a 1. We can do... because we'll still have a little extra anyway. Yeah, repay. We now have 335,000 still in debt. I don't think we're gonna get out of that with our sales, but at least it'll be a good start. Look at that sunrise. Wow. That might actually be worth thumbnail. That is glorious. Went ahead and ran the clock up a little bit so it's a little bit brighter. We had to make the sale early in the morning, get as much as we could. And we get finished up here feeding our pigs. Topped up. Go. And we might put all the food and seeds over here. We'll have to see. Just trying to get more use out of this building here. We'll go double wide on the forks. We can pick up 2 pallets at a time, make it a little bit easier. Not sure when we get to the bedding for straw if we're going to need the straw mulcher, what is it called? Shredder. A bale shredder. We may or may not need that, I'm not absolutely sure. Oh yeah, I forgot about we had just dumped some outside here too. We'll... let's go get the other buckets and get that picked up so that's not laying on the ground. Let's see how good this could handle the... it should be able to handle the straw bales fine. Otherwise I was thinking about getting a telehandler, but there's no reason to really get one if we got a skid steer. Even if we had to do, you know, single bale one at a time. We'd have to see how quickly it fills up our bedding for our pigs, but it should be alright, I think. Okay. In you go. And the last of it's here. There we go. There's 63 liters. So how are we Still put a little bit more in yet. I think let's get the forks back on and we'll get the pallets dumped. And then depending on how things go, we're obviously going to be short on money too. But I'd really like to get that manure heap in. And get that the manure going. But I guess we're going to have to... I mean, it's not a big deal when that comes in either, because we will get the slurry set up also for our... I believe our wagon can get configured to do that. We just got to get the sprayer purchased. Depends on how much of an investment the manure heap is, but then we got to invest in the straw too. But I think straw is fairly cheap. Okay, I think we'll go with that, because I believe it wasn't much over 8 or 9. But one more feeding, and then we should be able to empty that shed out. Okay, so I think what we're going to do is we're going to call it there for today's episode. I'm going to get I'll drop the fork off and bring that bucket back. We can put it back in that shed. We're probably going to feed the chickens next anyway. In our order. Because like I said, we'll deliver our preserved food, our canned green beans, and our peas. Those will be delivering in March. We get a little bit of cash for that. Of course, it won't be enough to really get us above water, but it'll be a nice start. So thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you on the next one.